Okay, everybody, look on the screen. Looks like a happy, attractive family. Mom and dad. And then look right here. He wouldn't do that. You're always negative. Cater to them all you want. They're showing you every day. And then I got to thinking about it. So basically, he's been found guilty. This is trial, number 3? Parricide. Parricide. Murking the parent. Dusties can be quite dumb, very selfish. But see, in this community, from what I see, a lot of the men are pampered. Not the women, the men. It goes their way because the community is led by a matriarch. And so they've got to convince them, oh, it's so hard for these black men and, my son. But from what I can see as a collective, they're not that way about the daughters. So he thought he was slick. Listen to what the call was. Oh, he's hearing gunshot.
It started with a 911 call. A teenager whispering he was hiding in a closet.
I heard some gunshot downstairs in my parents' room.
Police raced to the house and were shocked to find Dawn and Antonio Armstrong in their bedroom with fatal gunshot wounds to the head, pillows over their faces.
You heard that? Fatal gunshot wounds over the head, pillows. His parents.
Antonio was well known in Houston. He was a former NFL linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers turned motivational speaker.
I want you to pick back up those visions and those dreams that you once had.
But within hours of making the gruesome discovery, cops say the son who called 911 came under suspicion. They say he committed the ghastly act of parricide, murdering his own parents. The motive? Cops say he lashed out because his parents disciplined him over his slipping grades, smoking in the house, and other issues.
I'm going to do what I want to do. 16 now. He was 16 when this happened. 23 just sentenced a few days ago. And look, did you see the part in part A when the lady asked him if he killed his parents? He looked her dead AZZ in her eyes and lied and said no. Really? He looked her straight in her eyes and lied and said no when she asked if he killed his. Look at the tears. And then the first thing that hit me, I'm not hearing about any other siblings, so more than likely he would inherit everything. So the only thing I can come to besides his being upset, and it's mighty funny. So his parents have money, and all of a sudden he goes on with his life. Parents die, got him a Becky. You living off your parents' money? Are you living off your parents' money? If he's the only child, he'd have the inheritance. Becky, you might have to go get a job, honey, because he got life. He got what he deserved. He's been found guilty. Third time's a charm. A pillow over their heads. Didn't hear anything about a breaking and entering going on. 3 in the home. Must be a little chocolate drop. Didn't hear anything about a breaking and entering. Someone bust through the door. No. The enemy from within. So then he went on with his life. And he must have been out on bail. Because this happened in 2016. He was 16 then. 7 years later is 2023. And now he's 23. He's already moved on and got married to Becky. See, I'm assuming you have a house. Again, how is he supporting himself? probably the parents' inheritance. And you're going to set up shop with Becky and have a baby and just go on with your life. So you thought. Justice served. I've said this before. Where's the breaking and the entering? The masked man. Anybody bust the door down? Isn't that something? They got onto him about his grades. How many in this community that look like him even have two parents in the home? How many even have two parents in the home? Father making a nice living for him. You gonna get on me about my grades and smoking in the house? I'm a man. I'm gonna show you. A pillow over their heads and shot dead. A pillow, a mom and dad in the home. He's been provided for, obviously. No signs of abuse. A pillow over their head and shot dead. And then on there crying. Wow. That's the part that's frightening. He's up there crying just 5 more minutes. And she asked him point blank if he killed his parents, and he looked at her dead in her eyes. From what I could see, looking at that woman, didn't even blink. Didn't even blink. And said he didn't do it. Who else could have done it? Casper, the friendly ghost? A pillow over their heads. It reminds me real quick of someone I know personally. You wonder why some of these kids are running the streets in some cases. Some of them been abused, didn't ask to be here. Poor parenting. Some of them just stupid. I've seen one, I know one in particular, African American family. Oh, dad works hard. He's trouble. And they just had to put him out. He's homeless, just bouncing around. He's not worth it. Still, just lie. Just havoc all around with the kid around. They let him go. I don't blame him. Go on with your life. Look like you're going to be an empty nester. Still lying. I remember I got the phone call. Never forget. His dad was making dinner, was cooking. You know what that fool did? Kid you not. He wouldn't do that. Oh, okay. You know what the fool did? This fool called the police. His dad was like chopping up some chicken. He called the police and said, my dad's trying to kill me. Next thing you know, the police show up at the house. My dad's trying to kill me. The police show up at the house. Now, he left the house and did this. What happened was they got onto him about his grades and for watching PORN. Uh-huh. Yeah. So I can't believe it. And I'm like, they have to have some kind of firewall, but I guess not. Even at the school, supposed to be doing work at the school, I guess in the lab on the laptop. He's watching. He's trying to log. I'm like, how do they have a firewall for that? Log until or PORN watching that. Of course, the work's not getting done. He called the police and said his dad was trying to kill him. Next thing you know, the police are up in the driveway. One cop car, 2 police officers. He's in the back seat, and they come in, knock on the door. How can I help you? And the police are saying why they're there. And they can see the man got a knife out and also some food, some chicken he's been cutting up and making some stuff for a salad. I remember having a conversation with him. And so the parent, they explained what's going on with them. And I remember having a conversation with him. And I just had to ask him one-on-one. Later on, I said, what would you think was going to happen? You think because your parents getting on you about school and watching PORN. Oh, let me guess. You thought that they would lock the parents up, lock your dad up? If they lock your dad up, who's going to pay for this house? And it's a big house. Even if it wasn't, if it was a 1-room shack, it doesn't matter. If they lock your father up, did you think about this? Let me guess. That way you could be at home by yourself, have the house to yourself, maybe. Is that what it is? They would probably lock the parents up. And then you think you'd been at home by yourself to live while your dad's in jail. You could even cost him his job. You could cost him his job. So let me guess. You're thinking maybe if your dad goes to jail, you can extend a house by yourself. Who you think is going to pay for the house so there's a mortgage on the property, dum-dum? You think the lights come on for free? The AC with these large cathedral ceilings? You think this comes all on for free? And he never did refute what I said. I said, see what would have happened. You could have cost your father his job. You could have done that. You think the bank gives a darn about you? All they want to know is do they have a house payment every month. You think the utilities come on here for free? How are you going to go buy food? With you just watching PORN every day and just eat up everything? Who would pay the electricity, the internet, water? It's not free. You didn't think that through, did you? You thought you were just going to stand and say, oh, the father's locked up. Maybe the mom too. And you would stay here for free in the house and get to do what you want to do with your parents locked up. He made more than one call night before. Oh, but my dad beat me. Yes. Oh, he wouldn't do that. Boys, that's why, listen, the next video we're going to do is going to be kind of controversial, but stick around. He wouldn't do that. As for him, you're getting ready to get the shock of your life. Oh, you're going to get the shock of your life, huh? That's in Houston. So you'll probably be in prison in Texas. And as I understand, jeepers, there's been reports that some of these prisons don't have AC. Number two, they got your picture all on the wall. Listen, where's the picture of him with Becky and the baby? Here you playing daddy. You don't have a size and don't even matter. Here you playing daddy, sweetheart. When you get in that prison, that's what you're going to be. You're going to be somebody's sweetheart. And you guess what? You're going to be sitting on somebody's lap. Oh, yes. Back in the day, in the LGBTQ community, which they didn't use those initials, they had a term called daddy girls. This guy was telling me about daddy girls. And that means somebody's, a man. He's a dad, but, he goes both ways. Get around the right man, honey, he turns into a girl. So that's what you're getting ready to be. And you don't have the hands for it or the size for it. When they look at the lifestyle that you had, the parents alone, and I have no sympathy. The evil among us. He thought he was going to live off the dusty black man, self-hating American dream, live off the parents' family, somebody else's money, and get me a Becky. So Becky, looks like you about to be a baby mama, honey. You still be married, but you're going to have to be on your own. And who knows? He'll probably do something. Any assets he has, and I don't think if he should have gotten any money from the parents if he did. But any assets he have, look at the potential wealth transfer. So how was he surviving at 23? Sounds like he's the only kid that they had. Where would the estate go? Any money he's received, they should claw it back. He's been found not guilty. So where would the estate go? He was found, well, they had a hung jury first. I can't say not guilty. He wasn't found guilty the first two times. Hung jury. Third time the charm. Jury got it right. 3 in the house, 2 dead. Who else could it be? Shot in the head. So now, here's the other part. Look at the wealth transfer. I'm willing to bet you he's probably gotten his inheritance from his parents very young. Looks like you have a nice home. Probably the inheritance from the parents, especially with the hung jury. So now he's gotten life in prison. If he is able to, which I'm guessing, live off the inheritance from the family. Let's think about it. If he's able to live off the inheritance from the family, this here is just another example of the wealth transfer. The father, NFL player, NFL player, the father, and check it. Who gets the wealth transfer? He's going to be locked up. He's married, has a spouse. Who gets the money? I'm imagining she does, the wife. And you think this Negro won't sign the papers? You know he will. Just sign everything over to her. Just sign everything over to her. That's his wife. You're not getting out 40 years. This girl be about 60. So another good example of the wealth transfer from a black family to a non-black family to a white family. Everything the parents worked for, especially the dad, because he was a professional player in the NFL, has found its way, has trickled back down to Becky. That's why I don't understand black women dealing with a Dusty that has nothing to offer you. That's the other equation. Look at the wealth transfer. Hung jury, so more than likely Papa got the inheritance, I'm sure investments, the house, life insurance. Don't forget, it might be life insurance on both of them. And because it was a hung jury prior, that money been spent. Probably bought the house that he was living in with his family. So now he's found guilty. Where the money gonna go? Naturally to the wife. Because for him, it's pretty much night-night. See, that part. So Parricide. Oh, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He looked that woman dead in her face with these tears when she asked if he'd done it. 5 more minutes. He looked at her and said no, he didn't do it. Even got the tears going. And a minute mammy gonna show Bob. Oh, they try to frame that black boy. I know that son didn't do it, you think? 3 people in the house, no forced entry. 2 dead. They got on to him for what? Smoking in the house and his grades. So this right here, prison life, oh, you're going to get that wake-up call. You're going to get that wake-up call. He probably thought he'd gotten away. He probably thought he had gotten away. And now look. So the father worked hard to provide for his family. Mother and father dead. And the wealth transfer has begun. I'm quite sure. I'm willing to bet you it's begun. They're deceased. He probably got the inheritance. Now he's found guilty. Now whatever's left, it'll go to his spouse, a non-black woman. He wouldn't do that. Baby doll, he already did. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Simply Said on YouTube, and I'm out.